do as well is afterwards, I'll get your information and add it in.
Okay.
All right. We are live. Happy
Yes.
Friday.
Happy Friday. We made it to Friday.
Friday. Yes, we made it through another week doing well.
Right.
Well, welcome to another session of highlighting of owning your life. And we have another special guest today. So I am Noreen N. Henry, the Victorious Living Coach, and I'm the founder of Victorious Living Culture, where it's my passion to help women become unstuck, move from mediocre to overcoming their circumstances to victory while staying in joy, peace, and happiness. So I love it when people are owning their lives.
I love that title.
Thank you. From the Lord. From the
Owning your
Lord.
life.
So I usually talk a little bit about what's going on. You know, we have the election this week and
Listen,
the
Friday
stuff
like no
that's
other.
been going on in the world. I, pray that everybody's doing well and
hmm
just use wisdom in everything. Because I actually heard of a passing today, a long time
Mm.
friend. I just heard of this
Oh,
evening.
wow. Sorry to
Um,
hear that.
thank you. And it's unfortunate because you can't do anything.
No.
Can't do anything because the numbers are limited.
Right.
We send our condolences to their family.
Yeah.
But with everything, we just have to keep going,
hmm
stay positive, regardless of what is going on.
Right. Right. Pray they get the resources that they need,
Right,
even though things are different now.
right, right. So without further ado, let me introduce our guest, Melissa Lee West. I will read you her bio. So, Melissa, where is it? Okay, Melissa West is the visionary behind Fit for Legacy and Tech Edge Media, two synergistic organizations designed to meet her life's goal to empower, educate, and employ our communities because we are only as healthy as our neighbors. Her, her high impact, empower, educate, and employ formula has inspired and encouraged people for over 20 years to dive into their destiny and move beyond barriers to become change agents of the future. Owning her life. Her book, The Wages, The Rise, the Fall, The Redemption, received critical acclaim for its call to action for leaders, parents, and influencers. Let's welcome Melissa to highlight of owning your life.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. I'd like to
Thank
talk
you for
about
having me.
you are welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. Because we were scheduled a few months ago,
We
and then
were. We
and then we
were.
scheduled. That's when my dad was
Right.
wasn't doing well. So I thank you for being flexible
No problem.
and
No problem.
rescheduling.
No problem. You've been flexible with me too. It's funny how fast November got here. And I
Right,
said, wow, November
right.
6th. Like literally 2 months ago, we were exchanging emails. And then when you text me, I'm like, yeah, that's coming up. Like, oh, no, that's today. That's today. Oh my goodness.
So I
But
like to. Mhm, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say but even that, I think in this new time,
Yeah,
we're being more flexible and giving each other more grace,
yeah,
because at the end
yeah.
of the day, it's your relationship that matter. And,
Right,
and so I'm thankful that that's kind of made what's going on has kind of made everyone have a little bit more grace, a little bit more patience,
right,
and understand that everybody is dealing with something that may not be normal.
right, right. There's something
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So I like to talk about how we met. Like,
Yes.
how did we meet?
We met in Promote Her. We met in Promote Her. So I am a member of Promote Her. There's so many chapters up in Northeast area, but I'm in Promote Her Atlanta. I'm one of the co-leaders in Promote Her Atlanta. That's how we met. We actually were on an online networking
Yeah,
event.
right.
And you won a legacy planning and needs analysis with me, and I was able to learn all about you and your children and your grandchildren. and your vision, right? That's
Yeah.
how we met. And I was like, whoa. And, when you peel back the layers of you and all the things that God created you to do, it always just, it doesn't surprise me, but it just helps me remember that women, we do so much and we
Yeah, it's true.
create so much. And if
Right.
you don't ask somebody, you really don't know what else they bring to the table.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
As you say that, I remember years ago I was in a church and a lady a lady said to me, um, people don't know what's in you until they speak with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're like,
It just
oh, who
reminded
is
that
this
just came to
lady?
me as you said that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And you do it with so much grace and calm. So I remember that conversation. And I was like, whoa, wow, wow. And
thank you.
so, yeah, so it's so many things. But again, when we have somebody that pulls it out of us, right? And it taps into whatever God gave us to pour into the earth. So that's how
Right.
we met.
Yeah, right. And I'm so happy that we did. And I enjoyed that session too. Like, it's
Good,
wonderful, wonderful session.
good, good.
So let's get right to the question.
Okay.
So, first one, were you always on in your life? If not, when did you realize you weren't on it?
I would, I would say I have not always owned my life. I think the first time I realized it was when I was 22 and my dad passed away, and I was thrust into a role of being responsible. I was the middle child, and every stereotype you can think about with the middle child applied to me. I was the organized one. I was the one who kept things calm and kept everything together. And so I was thrust into that role, and I gladly took the role at first. But then as I got older, I started to realize now I'm making decisions based on everyone else that depends on me, as opposed to what was my original design for my life. So that's the first time I realized I was not owning my life, and I, made some adjustments. But I won't get
Right.
ahead of myself. But that's the first time.
Well, first of all, my condolences to you for
Thank you.
with losing your father at such a young age.
Thank
And
you.
then to take on those responsibilities, that's a very, very, very young to have all of that. Right?
Yeah.
So I commend you for that too.
Thank you.
Um, and realizing too at a young age that you weren't doing you, right? It was
Right.
based on other
Yeah.
people, which I totally and that's good that you realized that at a young age too. Because
Hmm.
so many, like I'm one that went through so many years of going through different things until realizing, wait, that's not, people have been trying to control me all my all my life. So that's why it was like stuff was such a fight, like because you
Yeah.
don't agree with it. So
Hmm.
to learn that so young, I love that. I love it when the young people get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned it young. I didn't always keep the lesson, but I've had chances to be reminded, right?
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. I
Hmm.
love your glasses, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I am a glasses fanatic. I feel like they are prescription, so if you have to wear them, may
Oh,
as well
okay.
have fun with them.
Right,
So,
right. They're
yeah.
lovely. I
Yeah,
love them.
I
I love them.
thank you. I
You're
tagged the
welcome.
young lady I got them from. She's on my profile. So yeah,
Okay.
she
Oh,
takes
that's
your
cool.
prescription and she's getting right to you.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Look at that. Promoting her business while you're talking about you. That's servant, right?
Yeah,
Servant leader. Servant.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
what steps did you take to change it when you realized that?
Um, the first thing I did was I wrote everyone a letter. Everyone that was
Wow.
in my pocket or in my house or on my mind, right? I wrote them a letter and I said, even though I am community minded and I'm village minded, that's always
Right.
been who I am because I'm the kid of pastors. So we were always taking someone in, always helping people. But I felt like the people that were in my immediate circle, they didn't appreciate it and they became to
Yeah.
expect it. And so I
Right.
wrote them a letter and I said, I'm no longer going to be your enabler.
Wow.
And, everyone got the letter. My brother, the young lady I was mentoring at the time, my mother got it. Like everybody got the letter,
Wow.
And I probably was 20. So I probably was 26 or 27 around that time. So, because I would be in and out,
Hmm.
going, because I have no problem giving, but when I found myself being mentally tapped and
Yeah.
stressed and then
Yeah.
responding, especially responding to my mom in a way that I knew was disrespectful, I said,
Right.
whoa, we got to change
Right.
some things. Yeah.
But that's good. Like, I mean, like, to do that at such a young age, to recognize that you don't want to be an enabler at
Yeah.
that age, like a lot of, like I say to my, even now to my grandson, that there's a lot of stuff I learned at a much older age.
Hmm.
So I'm like it. That's why I said I love it when the young people get it. That's like, wow. And
Yeah.
this is a lesson too for those listening and for the young ones listening too. Take heed to what the nuggets.
Hmm.
These are nuggets that Melissa is dropping, right? Because a lot of
Yeah.
people just go through life and not doing things like that.
You're right. You're right. And it's funny, God, I think again, my dad passed young. He was 48, and that's part of why I think I got the lessons early because I remember having a dad who gave so much. And then
Yeah.
I saw what stress did to him and I saw him die early, and I said, I understand now that tomorrow is not promised. So I
Right.
got to live my life today. And
Right.
that's
That's
what
right.
I think that's what switched things for me.
Do you think your upbringing had a part to do with it too? Like being in the, you said they were pastors,
Yes.
your parents. Do you
Yeah.
think that made a difference with knowing about the
Um,
Lord at such a young age?
Absolutely. I do believe that, when I don't know the answer, when I get quiet, the Holy Spirit will guide me, number one. But then also, I had a sense of responsibility to be here long enough to fulfill whatever it is that my dad left for us to do. And so I had to so for me, it was like, I can't let this stress me out because I'm here for a larger purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what that was. And I'm still discovering it every day. But I knew
Right.
that I didn't want to let other people's pressures and demands take me out before my time.
Wow, wow. Another nugget, another nugget right there.
Yeah.
Because we have to control that, right? Because
Right.
if we don't, like I was talking to somebody the other day, we get pulled, we will get pulled in
Yes.
all kind of things. So it's like,
Absolutely.
so we have to have that control. We have to control it
Hmm.
ourselves. So powerful, powerful. So you learned from, even though your father passed at a young age, you learned from that. Wow.
Absolutely.
So you took
Absolutely. I
lessons
learned
from.
from that. Yeah. And he would tell us, he would say, because I was, as a typical young person, I wanted a job. My dad was like, you got your whole life to work a job. Figure out what you want to do because there always will be a job there. Well, I understood that even more once I had to work consistently,
Mm-hmm.
because I put myself through school, but I still knew I had him in the background, right? If I
Right.
fell. And then once I didn't have him anymore, I understood, like, yeah, I see what he means, right?
It's
But
real
no,
now.
it's real. It's because I was a daddy's girl. And, even my relationship with God, it got stronger when my dad passed away because
Wow.
I had a relationship with God. I believed in God, but I relied on my daddy. So I knew I could live like hell, excuse me, but my
Right.
daddy had my
He
back.
has your pride.
Right. But then when my daddy was gone, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Your dad was proxy, but I'm God. And your relationship was with me. So my relationship got stronger actually after my dad passed away.
And that's another nugget right there to know that we're not to rely on someone else's faith, right?
That's right.
We have to have our own relationship with the Lord.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like our children can't have the relationship through
Yeah.
us. They have to
Right.
have their own relationship.
Right.
Another
That's right.
golden nugget. Wow.
Hmm.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Right, let's go on to the next question. What advice would you give to someone who wants to own their life, but they don't know where to start?
I always say if you had a blank check or a direct deposit, money wasn't an issue, and you could pick up and do what you want to do, where you want to do, what would that look like? And so typically, I get people to start just dreaming about their ideal life, right? What would it look like? Forget what's in your bank account. Forget what your family says around you. Forget what mistakes you may have made up until now. And if you could reset right now, what would it look like? And then when they make that decision, let's just say they say, I want to, maybe they can sing. Maybe they have a really good voice. And they say, I really want to go into the entertainment industry. I feel like I missed my mark. So once they build that ideal life or that dream, I say, okay, what's the first step? So to
Hmm.
me, it's one step, right? And I think a lot of times we get overwhelmed because we're trying to do it all overnight. But
Right.
owning your life is just identifying the very next step, and taking that step. There's a mentor, the guy who led my dad to the Lord. He used to always say that. He said, God can't adjust until you make a first step. God can handle any
Mm,
mistakes you make, but you got to start. So
right.
make the first step and let God adjust you.
Powerful. Powerful. I like that. You take the first step.
Hmm.
Wow. And let the Lord lead you.
Yeah.
Wow. Because we have to do something. Right.
Have to do something, right? We can't be paralyzed, right? And that's the
Right.
biggest thing, because if we're paralyzed, we feel powerless. So then
Yeah.
that means life happens to us instead of us owning, like you said, owning your life. And I'm a big believer in create the life that you want.
Amen.
That comes down to your thoughts, your speech,
Yes.
and your
Yes.
actions. And if
Yes.
you don't like what you're seeing, change it. And it's not always easy. It's not a magic wand, but God gave us creative power, right?
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, and you said because it's our thoughts. I just publishing a book about thoughts. Like
Wow.
um,
You got
it's a
so many
journal
books
though.
too.
It's a
Okay.
journal where you're going to write your thoughts for 30 days, and then after that, that's going to show where you are with your thoughts, right? What you're thinking? Is it on a victorious level, or it's just going to show where you are, and then
Oh,
you know
wow.
where to go from that. The Lord,
And that's available on
the
your
Lord.
website?
Yeah, I'm publishing it now. I'm launching. I have a launch on Tuesday. I'm launching it Tuesday,
Really?
so it's on pre-sale now. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
you
as you
should
said,
talk to some of our promote her sisters, who, because yeah, that needs to be in the hands of people who are going through the holidays and,
right,
you
because
know,
that's perfect.
come on.
It's the
Yeah,
Lord. As you say, you take that step. It's
take that
the Lord.
step.
And
Yeah.
what's funny, just to get off a little bit, but I prepared this. It was a year ago. I'm realizing it's a year ago.
Mm.
It's such a time as this is needed. So the Lord told me to publish it now.
See? Yeah, yeah.
Now,
You
so
definitely need to talk to some people. I got some people in mind for you that you can put some the books in people's hands. So it's necessary. Yeah.
and because Najia posted the alert. I put an alert out this morning, so she posted that in the group.
Did she? Okay. I haven't
Posted
been
the
in the
alert.
group
I
today. So
don't know.
okay.
And
Well, I
she
will
that
tag
this
them.
morning.
Okay. I
But
got some people in mind.
yeah, because that reminded as you said thoughts, that's what came to my mind.
Yes. Yeah. That's
But
amazing.
and it's all the Lord. It's all the Lord. So is owning your life a one-time thing, or is it something you have to keep doing?
I think, at least for me, you have to keep doing. I think it's so easy to get caught in a rut. And especially if your nature is to give, you have to reset. I literally reset this week and had conversations where with my brothers, and I said, "Yep, I'll come to the meeting, but I'm not participating in X, Y, Z." And they respected my decision. And guess what? They came to the table with more collaboration, more contribution. And we
Wonderful.
walked away with a better, but they said, Melissa, you've done so much for so long. So they respected it. But so I still have to reset quite often. And literally, I know I need to reset when I am getting resentful. That means I've done too much,
Mm,
right?
good
That means I
point.
said yes. They didn't ask me, but again, I did too much instead of taking care of myself first. And so
Right.
when I notice
Yes.
myself having resentment, that's my check to reset.
And that's another point that's awesome that you recognize that.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm feeling resentful. No, I have to. You take a step back.
Yeah,
That's good because you stop yourself, right?
yeah,
Instead of because you that can go further, right?
yeah,
It starts with being resentful, but
yeah.
that's another nugget right there, right? We
Hmm.
have to recognize ourselves. We have to learn ourselves and learn our
Yes,
triggers,
that's
right?
right.
And then to do something about it so it doesn't get deeper.
That's
I
right.
love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Take away these nuggets. You
You know,
listen and those on the replay.
it's funny, even as you're saying that, it just, that's why I have to honor my mom and my father because my mother always said a threefold cord can't be broken. So my brothers and I are tight. And so I have to remember she did such a good job. So never is it going to be okay for us to have any kind of discord and bitterness for long. It may try to creep in, but
Right.
because the
Right.
foundation is so strong, I was able to be upset and then tell them why I was upset. And then we had another meeting and we came to a better agreement.
That's
So
wonderful.
I honor my parents for that because we value each other enough to where like we have to have each other's back.
Yes.
We have to.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes. Our
yeah.
brother's keeper.
Absolutely.
For wonderful because there's a lot of families that don't live that way.
Yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
And another thing to learn, another thing to take heed to.
Yeah, yeah.
So the actually before we move on, I wanted to go back to with the reset thing, and not if we don't reset, we end up being paralyzed. As a story came to my mind as you said that, because I have I mean, it was my aunt many years ago.
Hmm.
I was going through the divorce, and
Hmm.
she would tell me, she was telling me, stay, because at
Hmm.
least the bills are going to be paid, right? But
Uh-huh.
I couldn't do it. And talking to her, um, um, showed me that she was paralyzed, right?
Yeah,
Because from her husband left, there
yeah,
was nothing changed, right?
yeah.
And she was even crying at that point, right? So, and this was I didn't even meet him. I came to this country
Hmm.
when 30 years ago. I never
Okay,
met him,
okay,
and so and this happened before we came to before my family came to this country. So she
okay.
was acting like that for years. So she never got past that. So when she was telling me that this is what paralyzed, that's what came to my mind
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that being paralyzed.
And
So
that trauma. Yeah,
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 and that's another biggie, right?
yeah.
That's another biggie. We
Absolutely.
need to be healed internally
Yes.
and to move forward. Because I,
Yeah.
for myself, again, the Lord, I started to work on my inner healing
Hmm.
a few years ago. I
Yeah,
started to work on it with a
yeah.
coach because I was doing it,
Hmm.
like I was reading books and getting tapes and stuff. But then
Hmm.
I got a coach. So it started years ago, but then it
Hmm.
continued to go even better when I got a coach.
Yeah,
We have to do things,
right.
otherwise we become paralyzed. But
Absolutely.
that story came to my mind when
And
you said that.
yeah, and as you just said that, I was thinking even about the coach. Like a coach can help you reset and accelerate that, right? Because we can get addicted to the self help. And I'm like you, I'm a reader. I've got books on every topic, right? You know, and so it's almost like I want to read another book. And God's like, no, get someone that can help you accelerate this healing and help you discover
Right.
some of your blind spots and some of the things that may
Yes.
get in your
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's important because we
Hmm.
don't want to be paralyzed.
Right.
There's so much things we can do to not be stuck,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
and this goes back to owning your life, right?
Yeah.
Goes back to owning your life.
Owning your life.
All right. So the next question. So what are some of the things you are up to in the world?
Let's see. So I just with Fit for Legacy, I actually just launched. I did some taping for my new television show, Legacy
Hi.
Lifestyles. Yeah, and on Legacy Lifestyles, I'm featuring.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you. And I'm featuring people, that are like you who are giving their legacy. That's what I say, giving your legacy a voice and a plan in your community, right? So I'm featuring people that are doing the work, right? That are being intentional about leaving a legacy, again, in their family or in their business or in their community. So that's one thing I'm working on. And then I'm one of three co-hosts for a podcast. So I'm doing a podcast
Oh,
now called
nice.
Grits and Porridge, and that's been really fun. So, and I met both of them through Promote Her, and that's amazing. And
Oh,
the beauty,
wonderful.
yeah, the beauty of that is we met through Promote Her. I'm a Southern girl. The other young ladies are Jamaican, and I want to say Panamanian. I'll get one of them wrong, but they both have Jamaican part of their ancestry. So we talked about the Southern people, we eat grits. And then one of Carrie was like, I eat porridge. I don't eat
Yeah,
grits,
yeah, because my parents are
So
Jamaican.
see, yeah. So
Yeah,
she's like, I don't do grits, but I'll eat porridge. And she
yeah,
said it's
yep.
porridge. We're like, porridge? Yeah. So that's how we came up with the title, Grits and Porridge.
Oh, wow,
That's
wow.
how we came up with it.
And I make porridge all the time. My porridge all the time. My
Really?
grandson loves it.
Really? Oh, we definitely got to talk offline because listen, she loves it. And she's like, we were like, it's all made. Krishna, our other host, is like, it's all made from corn.
Yeah,
It's just how you prepare it, right? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the podcast, the TV show. So I'm doing that.
wonderful.
I'm doing that and enjoying just, every day I wake up means I got more work to do. That I got
Right,
another chance, right?
right,
So
right. Serving your purpose.
yeah.
I have to say too, I love when we had the call. It's months ago now. That's powerful. So, and all those that are listening, work with Melissa.
Thank
I
you.
got
Yeah.
so much. I got my notes.
You got your notes, and
I have my
I
notes.
still owe you a nice little bonus too. I haven't forgotten. You got your notes, and let me tell you, when I do those sessions, it reminds me that it's a gift from God because literally God just gives me things for you. Whoever I'm talking to, when you describe your family, you describe your legacy, God starts to show me pictures for you. And it's
Right.
humbling because I didn't know. But he
Right.
starts to connect the dots. And so it's humbling. I really enjoy it. And again,
Awesome.
I'm glad it provides some value to you as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I encourage it. Those listening, I encourage it. We're gonna put Melissa's info in afterwards, so you can reach her. So, what words of encouragement can you leave the viewer?
You kind of talked about it earlier, but I would just say don't be afraid to reset. Reset as many times as you need to. You may need to reset multiple times a day. Your day may start off on the wrong side, but if you're breathing, you got the opportunity to reset. Understand what makes you happy, what makes you smile. Think about that. Reset. So don't be afraid to reset.
Awesome, awesome, powerful word. Reset,
Hmm.
reset. Even throughout the day, reset.
Yeah, reset. Yeah.
So, how can the viewers contact you?
I can be reached at Fit for Legacy, FITFOR legacy.com. I'm on all social media channels as Fit for Legacy, and then Melissa Lee West. So I have two. My name again is Melissa Lee West. If you're looking specifically for legacy planning, legacy coaching, you can find me at fitforlegacy.com.
Awesome, awesome. And don't get swayed. Don't think about the word legacy. Just meet with Melissa. Because I remember at first I was thinking something different, and it's not what I was expecting.
Yeah,
So
it's funny
just
that you say that. You're right. You're right. It's not just I am licensed to sell life insurance. That's a tool. That's part of your legacy plan. But I'm more interested in what did God create you to do, and what's the mark you're here to leave. So when you need a plan of action, contact me. We'll talk about it.
yes, because I mean I love to talk about legacy as well because I've actually have a couple of journals to do with legacy.
You do. I remember that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
my and because part of it too is like not no I didn't know my grandparents. I
hmm
met one when I was like in my 20s, so I never had a relationship with them,
Yeah. Okay.
and so I don't know much about them. So that's another reason why legacy is so important.
hmm We have something in common there. I knew my grandparents, but we weren't close. And so I'm the one working on the family tree now. I can stay up all night working on the family tree. I'm working with a genealogist, and she's telling, hey, we discovered a new cousin. So, yeah, we have something else in common. Yep.
Get that? Wow, wow.
Yeah.
But thank you, Melissa.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for
Thank
agreeing
you.
to come on and
I enjoyed it.
highlighting owning your life. And those that are on the replay, those that are on watching, check out Melissa. Like I said, I will put her information in afterwards. You can send me everything that you want me to add, and
Okay.
I'll add it in. So thank you so much for
Thank you.
agreeing to come
Thank you for
on.
the invite. This was
Oh, you
fun.
are
I
welcome.
enjoyed it.
Welcome. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Too.
It's always good when we can laugh, so it's good. It was a good
Right,
time.
right, exactly. We've got laughing is what
Yeah,
laughter is like medicine.
that's right. It is.
It's
It
good
really
for it's
is.
good for the body, and I'm easy to laugh. So
Me too. When my cheeks start hurting, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a good time because my cheeks are hurting.
I
Oh.
understand. So if anybody would like to be highlighted, contact me, and so we can have you on the show. And so we look forward to having another episode in the next couple of weeks, maybe next week, because I got the dates wrong actually. But and look out because I have stuff coming up too. I have the launch. Tuesday is the launch of that journal that I told you about. It's the
Yeah,
30-day journey of daily thought, 30-day
daily
journal.
thoughts. That's good.
Have that and have different things coming out. So watch us both.
Yes, watch us both. And
Watch
the
us both
link,
for the
the
stuff
link
that
to
is
purchase
coming up.
that, we need that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. All right. So thank you again,
Good
and
night.
I'll see
Thank you.
you. Okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.